Well, hello and welcome back, everybody. Joey and I are back once again. That is Mr. Fats, the Vanilla Gorilla, the great and powerful Joey Fats.
Everybody. Yeah, what it do?
Well, it do a lot because it's been a couple weeks since we
last. It damn does do a lot, sir.
It ding dang done it, and what did he do?
All I know is that Rama Lama ding ding dang my ding a ling a dang dong.
Yes. It's fucking poetry in here right now.
Jesus built my hot rod.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great fucking song. I haven't heard that.
Isn't it though?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like one of the only people I know that would get that reference ever.
That's the first time I heard that song was when the X Games started. It was like the year of the first X Games, and they released like a CD. And that's how I found out about Korn. That's how I found out about a few other bands.
What was that, 94, 95?
Yeah, it had to
when
have
they
been.
Did it, it was Providence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First
year of the X Games. Damn.
But that album was big because I had like this big obnoxious yellow cheap branded boombox that I would bring to UMass.
I remember that. I remember those. Those things are fucking cool.
Yeah. But I'd bring that to summer camp, which was at UMass Dartmouth, and I'd have a bunch of CDs, and we'd be playing. I'd be playing whatever, and me and my friends, we all found out about a bunch of cool ass bands just from that compilation album.
Right. It's amazing how that stuff worked.
Mm-hmm.
I used to find out like most of my stuff, like I was on a Misfits kick the other day.
Oh hell yeah!
For no fucking reason other than a song popped up. It was like, oh, you might like this, based on what I was listening to that day.
Yep.
And it was like, and I remember like when the album came out, and I forget the name of the album. It was from '97, and my buddy's older brother had it, and he had a Misfits. He had a Misfits poster on his wall.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember I was like, oh my God. I was like, I haven't heard this song in fucking ages, dude. And next thing you know, like I'm just down the rabbit hole of like listening to the Misfits. And I'm like, oh.
Was that the first one with Michael Graves? I'm thinking if it is, that's American Psycho.
I think that is it. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
97. Yeah.
That one holds up.
It does.
I still love Glenn Danzig era Misfits, of course, but Michael Graves' stuff was... That's when their production value got better, and they actually got heavier. They leaned a little bit more into the metal-y side of just like their guitar tones.
Well, it's funny. The first time I ever got introduced to the Misfits was through my buddy's older brother,
mm-hmm.
and then the next thing I knew, like Metallica covered what was it, Die Die My Darling,
and Last Caress, yeah,
and Last Caress, and I was just like, oh wow, I'm like. So wait, hold on. Like Metallica likes these guys? I was like, oh, they must be cool. And then I was like, so I started kind of listening to them a little more. I was like, oh yeah, they are pretty cool. Other than that was just like the Misfits was just like a band that I thought was kind of lame because John Steele would wear their t-shirts, and I was like, they're probably fucking some weird eccentric band that no one's ever heard of. And then I was like, oh wait, no, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they've been around for a while. They're kind of pretty influential in the punk scene. And
dude, they've been around for a long 70s. Time. Yep. I know, a really long time. But anyway, I digest.
Yes.
But yeah,
you just had dinner.
I did. My wife made some absolutely outstanding chicken tacos. So
hell yeah.
Yeah, it was delicious. I'm still
tacos
quite full.
Aren't just for Tuesday, people. You have the freedom, especially now more than ever. Here in
more
America.
than ever, baby.
And
here
kind of
in
rub it in
America.
their face too. I'm appropriating your culture.
Yeah. Look at this, and I'm not even doing it right because I'm using all the wrong ingredients. Yeah.
White people taco night.
Yeah, white people taco night because we do it better somehow.
Well, that leads us into the episode for tonight's episode. The winning continues.
Winning does continue.
The victory lap. It's just not ending.
It's a never ending victory lap, and speaking of victory laps, I was able to see President Trump in the flesh in Daytona. Granted, it's a couple 100 yards away from my seat, but still. He was there. Yep. I was in the presence of him. I saw Air Force One. I saw the presidential limousine, the motorcade. It was just what a spectacle to see Uncle fucking Donnie at a sporting event that I was at.
And that you hold near and dear to your heart.
Oh, absolutely. It's my favorite. It's my favorite event of the year. bar none, favorite sporting event of the year. It's the best sporting event of the year. I was several dozen bush lattes deep at this point, which, you know, maybe gave me, I would say, like, I started thinking about maybe getting a buzz at that point, because, you know, obviously you're drinking water all day. It's tough to get drunk, but I was responsible. But no, it was awesome. That place went nuts when Air Force One was flying in. Before it landed, it did like a few laps around over the track, and you should have seen the amount of people that, like, all of a sudden, like, people, like, we're underneath, like, I think we were getting a drink underneath, like a real beverage, because, you know, bush lattes are, you know, bush lattes, and all of a sudden, like, there's just people just rushing out to the stands, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, looking at my watch. I'm like, it's way too early. Like, the shit's not starting yet. Like, what the hell? And then I look out, and I just happen to look through, like, the entranceway, like, out, you know, like the gangway out to the stands, and I just see Air Force One just, like, go right by. And I was like, whoa, cool.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like, oh my God, I am freaking out. Like, just like, you just like run out there, and like everybody's just got their phones out, like taking pictures, like cameras, everything, dude. It was so cool. And like to hear like the crowd erupt when the plane went over, I was like, wow. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And then when he came out, like, and walked out onto pit road, the place went absolutely bananas, dude. 200,000 people just went nuts. Like, there was one person like in the section over from us that was like, boo. And like the whole section turned around, was like, shut the fuck up. Like, it was fucking awesome, dude. It was like
bush latte shower. If he
if he had kept that up, he would have gotten fucking murdered, dude. It was like, when I say, like, you know, like most places are like, you go to most sporting events, it's probably going to be like a 50-50 split or like 60-40. Nah, dude, this was like 98-2. Yeah. Like, there was just as many Make America Great Again, Gulf of America, you know, Trump 2024, Let's Go Brandon, hats, t-shirts, you name it, as there was t-shirts and hats for like the race, the drivers, and the sport itself. Like, it was basically just a fucking giant rally. Like, it was fucking amazing.
And, you know, that's not surprising, you know, given the event, where it was, and the circumstances surrounding it. Like, he's back.
Yeah, he's fucking Uncle Donnie is back, baby. And, you know, obviously it was the week after the Super Bowl, which he also made an appearance at.
Yeah, and people gave him shit for that. Like, oh, look, pretty good. Shouldn't he be doing his job? It's like, Biden, in his term, spent less time in the office and actually doing things.
No shit.
He spent more time vacationing than any other president up until that point.
Mm-hmm.
Because, well, I mean,
Delaware Beach was his home.
Yeah, because what did he actually get done in those 4 years?
Absolutely nothing. Trump gets more done on Air Force One with phone calls than Biden did in 4 years of being actually physically in the Oval Office.
Yeah, and we said it before. He got more done in 4 days.
Yep.
Than Biden did in 4 years. It's just.
Yeah, and that's the honest to God's truth. Like, it's so ridiculous. Like, the compare and the contrast, and like, I love how everybody, the libs are just they're melting down right now. Like, they are going through it right now. Our liberal friends are really going through it, and they're having a really tough time coping, as they seethe, you know, with everything that is happening, because, like we were talking about, the winning just keeps continuing. Like, it's you every time you like stop to pause to like, you know, like do one of these and like say, yeah, we're winning again. Like, oh, something else just happened. Another, you know, like Trump just dunked on somebody else. Like,
yeah,
you know, you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, either Trump did something else and figured something else out, or Elon figured out something else. And regarding all this useless spending, like, I'm sorry, but how is paying $10 million to Mozambique to fund male circumcisions our fucking responsibility? Like,
yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it isn't.
And that's I'm gonna egregious things.
Yeah, and how much of that $10 million actually went to circumcisions in Mozambique, and how much of that $10 million went to lining the pockets of other organizations or politicians or whatever, people who have just created jobs to, you know, for their buddies to have, and then just never got rid of, and now it's like, well, we need a way to pay for this, so I'll give you, you know, $10 million of taxpayer money to, we'll call it, circumcisions in Mozambique. Yeah, it's fine, no big deal.
Sesame Street in Iraq.
Yeah, which a real thing.
Wherever the fuck it was. Like,
it was one of those two, but you know, Elmo's over there like, aloha jabba, aloha sniper. And you're like, wait, what? Why does he have dynamite strapped to his chest?
Suicide bomber Elmo.
Yeah. But like the winning is just it's out of fucking control. Like, and you know, the one lie Donald Trump has told over the course of his presidency, both the first term and this term, is that there's going to be so much winning we'd be sick of it. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever get there, but I'm certainly not there yet. So
not very likely.
no.
And I think that is probably the only thing that will be an untruth when it's all said and done.
Agreed.
As far as what
Because
he's
the way
claimed so far.
Like so, the biggest win I think since we've been on, because we were the last show we did was the Monday before the Super Bowl, so 6 days before the Super Bowl.
Right.
It's almost 3 weeks now. In that 3 weeks, Elon and Doge have uncovered just an unprecedented amount of fraudulent money going to fraudulent things, like we said, circumcisions in Mozambique and Iraqi Sesame Street. But the biggest thing, obviously, all this came back to and all this was tied to was USAID, which the liberals call USAID, which it's not, because it sounds like, oh, USAID, like, oh, we're aiding other countries.
Yeah,
no, it's USAID. I believe it was United States of America, internal. Oh crap! The hell was it? I forget. United States Agency for International Development. It was the actual acronym for USAID. It has nothing to.
They do say it USAID because it sounds.
Yeah, it sounds charitable and nice, and like, oh, we're doing the right thing, guys. Like, you know, oh, look at me, I have empathy. You know, which
signaling now.
Yeah, like it's so ridiculous. Like, I was literally just watching the Rainforest episode of South Park from like season 3, and you know, it's like, and like they get like you know, they bump into like the drug cartel in the middle of the jungle, and like they start singing like "Getting Gay with Kids" and like all this stuff. He's like, you white Americans make me sick. You sit there with your SUVs and your big houses and your gas guzzling, and then you come to us and say, "Oh, save the rainforest because you like its pretty flowers, so you can pretend like you did something." You're like, I'm like, oh my god, this was in 1998. Like, this is so fucking far ahead of its time. It's ridiculous. Like,
they've
it still stands up.
They see him. And
they
go after both sides equally. Granted, they have gone on the record and said, yeah, we make fun of liberals more because we find them more obnoxious.
And they're easier targets. Like, you can make fun of conservatives, but conservatives will just laugh with you. Liberals will get mad.
Yeah, they make fun of conservatives all the time. There, with the you took our jobs. The rednecks.
Yeah. White people renovating houses.
Yeah, they're equal opportunity.
Yeah, if you do exactly, they're just like, it's like they are the ultimate shit posters, right? And like, but the whole thing with this, like, the thing is, like, they call it, like, liberals will always refer to USAID as USAID to make it sound like, give it that like fluffy, like, oh, we're doing the right thing, like, we're helping, like, oh, we're so cool, like,
that's what it's called. They must be doing good.
Right. Oh, well, why would you want to defund something that gives aid to people? Like, people need aid all over the world. That's the one. Why don't we defund our military-industrial complex instead and just give people more aid? And it's like, no, you fucking idiot. This is not what it stands for. Like, goddamn, dude.
You
Like,
might as well have just put an S out of it and just made it U.S. AIDS, because
facts. Ass AIDS at that.
If anything, it was an autoimmune deficiency syndrome for our economy.
Might even be super AIDS at this point. But like the amount of shit that they've uncovered through that, and it's so funny because USAID is, we now know, like, we always suspected it, and we always knew it because you and I, like, people like us, we pay attention. Like, we dive deep into these things. Like, we spend our free time learning about this stuff. God knows why. I mean, I don't know if it does me any good other than to have my blood pressure go through the roof on a regular basis.
Yeah, we're not just taking things at face value.
No, we asked questions. We asked why, and we asked, wait, hold on, where's that coming from? Like, how much is that going to cost? Who's paying for it? Where's the money coming from? Things like that. Simple questions that give us a guided route towards, like, figuring out whether something makes sense or not. So you and I, like, people like us, we always knew this, but there were so many people that didn't know that USAID was just a giant, like, it was just a giant slush fund for people to throw money into. And then money just was leaving there with no receipts, no, like, untraceable, going to God knows where. I mean, God knows how many, like, regimes we've overthrown with money through that place, like, coups we've fucking pulled off. Like, I mean, not for nothing, but, like, we kind of did that to Gaddafi in Egypt. Like, and like not a great look. Like, where did all this money come from? Where does all, like, people always talk about like these, like, the back doors and like the swamp and everything else. It's like, well, here's a giant cog in that wheel. Like, we just uncovered it. Yeah, and people are like pissed off about it. They're like, well, you can't take money away because some park ranger in Yellowstone who lost his dream job this week now has to go find a new job. And it's like,
was he actually doing his job?
Yeah, I'm like, was he actually showing up? And it's like, and we'll get to that part in a second because I think there is some, like, some merit to that a little bit. But like, to uncover all this money, I've never seen so many people be so mad that they're being like, that we're exposing fraud and government waste. Like, every year people like cut back on government spending, cut government spending, cut back on government waste, cut back on government jobs, like all these useless bloated salaries and this and that.
And now
what are we paying for? Yeah, and now we're doing it, and they're like, well, fuck you, because it's our guy didn't think of it, so no, it's a bad idea. And you're like, really? Like, that's the lazy fucking avenue you want to take? Really? Like,
and they're also mad and upset and somehow worried that Doge having their social security information and banking stuff, they're going to take my money. Listen, broke-ass person on the internet.
Yeah.
Elon does not care about your broke ass. Like,
no.
Unless you...
What if he sells our information to somebody?
Unless you're one of these people that are responsible for the fraud of, like, 150-year-old people collecting Social Security.
Yeah, like why is Thomas Jefferson still getting a Social Security check every month? And who's cashing it?
Some of these outdate the country itself in terms of how old they are.
Like, Social Security wasn't even made when they were born or died, so how are they getting a check?
Yeah, Paul said it good the other day when that was made known, and he was like, "How many fucking vampires do we have in America?" Like,
no shit, right? Seriously, do I have to go buy should I buy stock and garlic because wooden steaks is getting a little weird? Yeah, like I've never seen so many people get so upset about it, and it's like, dude, like, you gotta understand, like, we're trying to get rid of my favorite thing ever was when Elon was like, send me 5 things that you did, because they're basically like him and like Doge, like they're just basically like real life bobs, from Office Space.
Yes.
What is it exactly that you do here? Like, yeah, I talk to the engineers and then they talk to me and then I talk to the customers. Like, well, why can't the engineers talk to the customers? Because they're not people. Like,
why don't you people understand that?
Like, I don't think we need to pay you like $380,000 a year to do that, Bob. But all these people are like, they're like, oh, send us 5 bullet points of things that you did this week at work. And it's like, you do realize, like, that if you didn't do that, if your boss tells you to do it and you don't do it, and you're like, all right, and then like, and you're fired. If you didn't write the email out of spite and you get fired, like, well, then you're dumb.
Yeah.
You're not seeing the forest for the trees here. They're trying to figure out the names and the people, the email addresses that are assigned to people that don't actually work for the government anymore, yet are still somehow collecting a paycheck.
Yeah.
Like, this is called waste, and we're trying to get rid of it. Anybody who's ever watched any episode of Parks and Rec, just go listen to Ron Swanson lecture you about fucking, government and how inefficient it is. Like, this is what we're doing, and people are so fucking mad about it, and it is just awesome to see.
They're mad because they don't like the people that are, doing it. If the shoe was on the other foot, and whether the previous administration or, say, God forbid, that Harris one, and she actually did this, which she wouldn't have, but let's say hypothetically that she did, they'd be championing it. They'd be like, no, this is what everybody, this is good for everybody. How are you not seeing this?
And not for nothing, but if Kamala Harris had appointed Vivek and Elon and to head up Doge and start doing this, I'd be like, wow, okay, you know what? Not bad, liberals. For once, like, you're getting something right. Like,
yeah, and it would have been a good olive branch extended by her administration.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look, we're willing to work with Elon or anybody in that willing to take on this task.
Yeah, and but they won't do it because they know it'll ultimately incriminate them and all the you know when they go to point the finger, it's just going to be a mirror in front of them. They're like, shit.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why it would never happen under anybody like them. But I would have to give credit where credit was due if that were to happen in
Absolutely.
alternate reality.
But that's the thing, and that's one thing, and that's the one thing I've noticed. Like, you know, about we've known this for a long time. Liberalism is a mental disorder, and a lot of people suffer from it. You know, including a lot of my friends that I love dearly. But you know, I try to help them every single day. Sometimes it's tough love, and I have to tell them to shut the fuck up and stop being stupid and read a fucking book. Other times I have to coddle them. It just some days it depends on my mood. You know,
Yeah.
it's like you know, my dad would come home from work if he was in a bad mood. Guess what? I got tough love. You know, I didn't get offered $20 to go cut the grass. I got told to go cut the grass. My dad came home, was in a good mood. He'd be like, "Hey, you want to make $20? Sure, Dad. Go cut the grass." Oh, you mean you're going to tell me to do anyway? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. You know what I mean? Like, it's just some days it's some days it be like that. You know?
Yeah. It's getting
yeah.
out of hand with the things that they're saying about this all of this unfolding now. My Facebook on both my pages is just inundated with the craziest shit, and it's always the same rhetoric.
Right.
Like that. Oh well, my favorite. I've seen it shared on like 5 different liberal pages that pop in my algorithm because I keep commenting on them and clowning on these fools. But it's well, they hope everybody that lives in a red state is going to be happy when they're picking their own crops for $5 an hour. It's like, oh, so you're just openly stating that you want cheap, borderline slave labor.
Oh, they've been saying it forever.
So
Like, who was it?
racism?
Yeah, like who was like? Was this some like dumb bitch on the View that was like, "Who's going to clean my toilets?" Like,
Yeah.
what? Like, oh, so that's all you want illegal immigrants for is to clean your fucking toilet? Like, I'm sorry. That's how you right. But we know this. We see this
jobs that we don't want. It's like, well, they'll take any work that they can. Yeah,
Sure.
But it's also unskilled labor stuff for the most part. That's not to say some of them don't bring something to the table trade-wise. But
Right.
the fact of the matter is we need to get rid of the illegal ones. Come here legally. I don't have a problem with that.
Absolutely. Come home, get a green card, get a work visa. Like, there's a million different things you can do. It's like those are the same people that think like McDonald's workers should be making $25 an hour because you know they need to have a livable wage. I'm like, brother, McDonald's is an entry level job meant for kids in high school who like need a couple of bucks in their pocket. It's not a fucking career. Like, sorry if that's your intelligence level or your aptitude level. Like the highest you could rise in society was to like fry cook at McDonald's. Like. I don't think 6 figures a year is probably within reach for you.
Yeah.
Sorry, hate to say it, but contrary to popular belief, not all men were created equal. Okay, some of us are smarter than others. Some of us can run faster and jump higher, and can shoot a basketball into a hoop or throw a football 1,000 yards. Like there are people who are just better at certain things than other people. Listen. I wish I was one of those people. Like if I knew I was going to be 6'3", 315 pounds when I was a freshman in high school, I probably maybe would have taken football just a scotch more seriously and tried to see if I could actually be good at it. Unfortunately, I waited way too long in life to figure out if I was going to be good at it or not, and I went and walked on in college. And said, walked into my head coach's office, was like, "Hey man, coming here in the fall, like, do you guys take walk-ons?" And they were like, "Yeah, like, where'd you play?" I'm like, "I didn't." Like, huh? Like, they looked at me. He's like, "Well, you'll look the part. We'll put some pads on you, see what happens."
We'll see what you can do.
Yeah, and I ended up the team over kids that got recruited. So, I mean, shit, I'm wearing the fucking t-shirts right now. Like, I wish I'd known that, and maybe things would have been different for me. But the bottom line is, not everybody, and I try to explain this to my brother sometimes because he's like one of those people who's always trying to like come up with like a get-rich-quick scheme. You know what I mean? He's like, he'll like see a guy on TikTok that makes like $20,000 a month like doing vending machines. He'll be like, yo, how do we get in the vending machine business? And I love his attitude because he's always trying to think of something. You know what I mean? Like he's always trying to come up with something. But I'm like, bro, like those are like the top like 10% of people in that field that do that well.
Like same with like
you're
women
only-
on OnlyFans.
You're only seeing this guy on TikTok because he's like the Tom Brady of vending machines, right? Like it's not everybody just goes out and does that. He's like, yeah, we would be like half as good, bro. I'd still do that. I'm like, yeah, you're still talking about like a lot that goes into it. Like it's just not that like you snap your fingers and it's done. Like it's not that simple.
You gotta have the capital to start it, whether it be on your own terms or get a business loan, and then see how it works. But there's a good chance it can fail.
And there's the even better chances like he's like, oh, but it's passive income. I'm like, there's nothing passive about that. Like you're crisscrossing the state all day, every day, reloading and taking money from machines. Like, what do you think? Those things just fill themselves? I'm like, no. You gotta get vans. Now you gotta get products.
Get the products you're paying for. Granted, you're getting them at wholesale and then selling it at a markup. But
still, you're still working 15, 16 hours a day. You know, you hit, the 1,000 machines. Like, so my brother's always like, he's always trying to come up with stuff like that. That's just one example. And, but the bottom line is like, I explained to him, like, listen, dude, I'm like, not all of us are cut out to be Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or, Donald Trump. Like, we're not all going to be multi-millionaires. Like, it's just not the way, it works, dude. Like, you just sometimes just got to accept that, like, hey man, like this is what I'm good at. This is what I do, and make the most of it. And you can live a pretty fucking meaningful life. Now, me, easy for me to say, I'm a minimalist. I don't really need much to be happy. Some people need flashy jewelry, and cars, and big houses, and all that. Like, I'm a pretty modest guy. Like, I like a nice car, but that's about it. You know what I mean? Like, a car probably like my most expensive thing. Like, I don't need boats. I don't want jet skis. Like, oh, that just sounds like a headache for something I'm not going to get any real joy out of. You know what I mean? I'd rather put it in my hobbies, travel, like go do other shit. Anyway.
Sure. Yeah, I'm the same. The only things I really like is I like my gadgets. So
right.
Like
Tech
crazy
shit.
tech and music equipment. That's
right.
That's
Simple hobbies that are,
kayaking, but I already own 2 of those, so it's just like I already have that shit. So
I mean, listen, I love playing paintball. You know what I mean? Like I could spend thousands of dollars a year on paintball, and that's fine. You know what I mean? The amount of money I spend on paintball in my life, I could probably buy like 5 new cars. But it like somebody once told me, like the equity is in the happiness. Like that's where it is. Like, is it a great investment? No. Does it make me happy? Yes. So therefore, it's good for my mental health. It keeps me happy. I'm good. I'm not chasing a dragon.
Right.
But back to the original point, like. People who work at McDonald's don't necessarily. I'm not saying they don't deserve $25 an hour, but you don't deserve $25 an hour to do that work.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there are certain people that deserve a certain amount of money to do a certain type of job. There are certain people that should get paid more. Like, do I think that LeBron James should be making more than I don't know, say like a brain surgeon? Like,
yeah, I was about to say a brain. Yeah, it's
sure. But by the same token, like. I don't know. There's a shitload more like brain and heart surgeons in the world than there are NBA players. So, just through the sheer, rareness of his job, of his skills that he possesses, like it's like I tell people, like, well, why football? Why Pat Mahomes make $50 million a year? I'm like, well, Patrick Mahomes is one of like 32 people that do his job on any given week.
And he arguably
one of 32.
Pretty much everybody in the position except on Super Bowl Sunday.
Right. Yeah. But like the thing is, like think about like there's 32 guys in the world that can do what Pat Mahomes is doing on Sunday. That's it. So when your workforce is that small to begin with, you're only going to have the best 32 guys available doing that job.
And it's also in a market or a profession, or in this case the league, specifically the NFL, of course, that makes money hand over foot. It's such a high grossing entity.
Correct.
It's as we've grown older, the salaries have gone up. That's due to inflation and stuff.
Incredibly. I mean, I remember in 2004, Peyton Manning signed his major extension, and it was like $20 million a year. And it was like $20 million a year. Holy shit!
And now
it's like Sam Darnold's making that. You know what I mean? Like, or he'll make more than that in a couple of weeks when he hits free agency.
But now guys are signing like $300 million contracts. For more than 1 year, of course. But
but still, like what the fuck, dude? Like 5 years, 100 million was like, holy shit, money. Now it's like 5 years, 100 million. Like, that's a fucking steal. Holy shit! Can't believe that's all we had to pay him.
Who they are, and the position and
Yeah.
everything. Sure.
But like, and then you flip the complete opposite side of that coin, the WNBA. You know what I mean? Like it's a league that's losing money, hemorrhaging money, can't stay afloat on its own, is completely subsidized by the NBA.
It wouldn't be a thing.
Exactly. And then you have these entitled broads that namely Angel Reese, that come out and like, I can't afford my rent. It's like, bitch, your rent is $7,000 a month for your fucking apartment studio that you're renting. Like, not for nothing, but like, there are guys in the NFL making more money than you that aren't even spending that much money.
They're not living outside of their means.
Correct. It's called making good financial decisions, which clearly escapes you.
That just reminded me of fucking Brian Holtzman, the comedian. He's on Kill Tony a lot. I just showed a clip of that to Paul and his brother Eric yesterday. Well, he's like, "What the fuck is a WNBA? Why does this exist?
Right?
Who wants to watch fucking women bounce a ball around? And what do you do after you go see a WNBA game? You go in the parking lot and kill yourself?"
I mean, unless it's Caitlin Clark, and then in which case you can be like, all right, I can see Caitlin Clark. That was cool.
Right. Well, she was kind of responsible for like the interest sparking again because of how prominent she was in the NCAA.
Oh,
100%. She's a big new player, and then immediately all the like top black women that were already there just super resentful of her. I know they gave her a hard time in her first games, like fouling.
Oh God,
her.
yeah, they
like,
clawed her. They were.
I understand, like rookie, you earn your stripes within the league from the veterans, but they were being, they made it a racial thing.
Of course. And Angel Reese is still mad about it too. Like, there's a whole Instagram guy that I follow, and like basically his whole channel is just Angel Reese fails. So it's just like he's like, an Angel Reese pulls up for three, and like just it's a total like air ball, and like bang!
Fucking smack some kid in the face.
Dude, it's so goddamn funny. Like it's just like she'll go like it's like what they call it, like the double dip, like well it's like you know how you get 20 rebounds a game by missing 20 shots and getting your own rebounds. Like okay,
because it's all your own numbers.
But back to the original point of this whole thing, like people, I think people are hilariously misinformed when they look at the things that Elon and Vivek are doing with Doge and the shit they're uncovering, and it's just become so partisan to the point where I never thought in a million years I would see like it'd be this bad. Where people were like, hey, we've uncovered like $55 billion worth of fraud and wasted money in the first 4 days we've been working. And people were like, fuck you. Like you're a piece of shit. Like spray painting, like
nitpick it and say, well, it was only this much for this and then this much. They don't believe the numbers, and I understand why they wouldn't, but they're not. Listen, deep enough into it. They're taking it all at face value. Oh, it's Elon. They created this. They put Doge in charge. They created this whole entity, and it's like, actually, no. Obama created what this is.
Right.
Trump just renamed it when he appointed Elon in charge.
And put somebody competent in charge, not someone who's going to look the other way and let them keep doing whatever it is they want to do.
And they always don't understand how our government works. Is they're like, oh, I didn't vote for Elon. He wasn't elected. Yeah, because this is an appointed position.
Yeah, no, we voted for Trump, and then we trusted that Trump was going to appoint people that we wanted in the positions that he felt necessary to fill. And that's exactly what we're getting. So
I mean, Harris wasn't voted in as the Democratic Party representative for the election.
Harris wasn't voted in for anything. Ever. She
was appointed at the nomination.
Yeah.
Which that shouldn't have happened.
But I mean, everybody cries about democracy dies in the darkness. It's like it also dies in the DNC.
Well, and it begins and ends with them, and it's a good thing we're a republic and not a democracy. So.
Also, yes, the very small caveat to this whole United States of America that people seem to overlook.
I mean, it says it right there in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Right.
allegiance to the republic for which it stands.
For which it stands. One nation under sweet 8-pound baby Jesus.
Yep.
But yeah, so the winning is it just keeps on going, and then today we finally Monday we finally get, or Friday we finally get Kash Patel confirmed as the FBI director, which was huge.
Yeah, we just in the 2 weeks since we've had an episode, we've had basically everyone get confirmed so far. Since
I don't think they've taken any else.
Yeah, because we've had Gabbard,
Tulsi,
RFK,
no, RFK,
and now
Patel, and Patel was the big one, which we were looking forward to. And then today, this morning, the news broke that Dan Bongino is named Deputy Director of the FBI by President Trump, which I've been a big Dan Bongino fan for a long time now. I listen to him religiously every day. I have no idea. I mean, it's kind of good that he's taking this job because in a way it's going to free up 5 hours of my week. But in a bad way, it's like those were 5 very valuable hours that I really look forward to. Like I learned a lot listening to Bongino the last couple of years, and more probably than I've ever learned listening to any other podcast or standalone, other than like maybe like Triggered on Town Hall Media. Those guys are really good. But they only do like once a week, maybe twice a week podcast, and they do other stuff. So, but Bongino was the best, and I'm gonna miss the fuck out of his show for sure. But I'm super happy he got that nomination.
Yeah.
I think
he's great that he did.
He's extremely qualified for the spot. He believes in America first. He's nonpartisan to. I'm not going to say a fault because I don't believe that can be a fault. But he is nonpartisan to the core. Like it doesn't matter if Lindsey Graham comes across his desk, he's going to go just as hard after Lindsey Graham as he would Adam Schiff. And I have faith in that because he believes in law and order and the law of the land and that things should be done the right way. And just again the mental breakdown that the left had today. I mean, and then there's coming like it's like 12 hours before Dan Bongino gets named deputy director of the FBI. Joy Reid gets shit canned from MSNBC. Again, we couldn't even go 12. Like we thought we had a major win this weekend with Joy Reid getting fired, and then you wake up Monday morning like, and Bongino's deputy director of the FBI. What? When does it end?
It's back to back. In the same day.
It's within 12 hours. You're like, holy shit, this is fucking amazing. Like, it just doesn't stop. The hits just keep on coming. Mm-hmm. And in a good way. And it's so phenomenal. And like you said, you can always judge, whether or not, or at least I always judge whether or not like I like something, or initially like something by the people I hate and how they react to it. So if everybody I hate is hating this move, then that probably means I like it. So do a little extra homework on it just to make sure, but pretty sure like all the libs are melting down.
95% chance that you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
If not slightly higher, depending on what it is specifically, but. Mm-hmm.
It has been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I love the way that they're dunking on everybody. Jim Acosta is no more. Joy Reid's fired. Like what next? I just don't know. Like I just look forward to I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. But
I think it'll be Rachel Maddow performing seppuku on herself on her show.
I bring this honor to my memory. Oh no! Fuck you, Dolph.
So I'm hoping the Epstein list is next. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big one.
I know. It's like that one's kind of like you want to see it, but you're also a little hesitant because you're like, damn, it's a pretty decent chance there's going to be somebody I like on there. Just based on like who you've seen hanging around over the years.
It's different. With, I'd say that there's a better chance that there's somebody that I do either like or respect that is potentially on that list compared to the Diddy lists. and like
Correct.
last year, 'cause
Yeah, the Diddy list is probably like, it's probably just a bunch of loathsome people anyway.
mostly Hollywood. There's some political figureheads, I'm sure too.
Oh,
But
100%.
this is mostly entertainment based. With
Yep.
Epstein had a much broader, like a wider net of a network of people that included many, many powerful people.
Yeah.
Like not just powerful in media, but like in politics, government, like
Around the world. Yeah. And that's why I'm like, the Epstein list, like I want to see it in the worst way. But also like I'm kind of bracing myself a little bit for that one because I'm like, oh man, like I don't know, like what if Hulk Hogan's or something? You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to think of somebody like childhood hero, like you know what I mean? Like no.
I understand that, but at the same time, I think it's important enough that it is for better or worse. Whether you're probably not gonna like some of it.
No, listen. Probably, and you know what? I don't think.
Good.
I mean, there are certain names like as long as like if Robert De Niro and Jimmy Kimmel are on it, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Like just that will make me just like I will just roll over laughing. Especially if Jimmy Kimmel. I fucking hate that.
I can't stand him. Oh man,
he was always the weaker of the two on the Man Show anyway.
Oh yeah, it was Corolla.
That was Corolla's show, and he was just living in it.
And now he's crushing it, just being himself.
Yep. Corolla was, he was, you know, and people always said like, oh, do you want to be on the right side of history? It's like, always have been. You know, that's that meme. Always have been.
The astronauts.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
That's how I've been living my life.
Right. No shit. You know, no matter what Jim McGonigal tries to tell you, I am not actually a Nazi.
Oh yeah, and all that shit again too. Now it's just it's so tired. They've been beating this dead horse.
Oh my god!
So
it's like you know, just because you guys keep saying it doesn't mean it's true.
No.
Like you know that, right?
Magical thinking doesn't work unless it's in a movie or television series or something like that. They want it so much they think that they can will it into existence, and it's just not happening. For every moron that goes out and defaces a Cybertruck or another Tesla vehicle by painting a swastika on it or something, that's somebody else. That person may not even care about Elon. They just wanted an electric vehicle, and that's what they decided to buy.
Right.
Elon doesn't care. He's already got their money. You're not hurting him at all. You're making a statement, but it's a fucking dumb one.
Who was it? Was it Sheryl Crow that made that whole video over like sold her Tesla? It was like you know you just took an L, right? Like you already paid Tesla for that car. There is
doesn't matter.
Yeah, they got their money, bro.
Somebody else is gonna buy it, or she donated it to charity, whatever that means. Like, where did that flatbed truck take that? Like,
yeah, but that's the thing with the left is like they're just so hyper emotional that they fail to see the fallacies in their logic, and like they don't see the cracks in the foundation that they're pouring because they think that like oh well. As long as I'm a good person and I have empathy, it doesn't matter. As long as the ends justify the means, then it's okay to be a totally a perfectly big shitbag. And you're like, no, I don't think that's how that works. Nice try, but no. You know, and like again, it goes back. I see people posting every day. Like people always post something like, oh, Elon Musk just recommended that funding be cut. From this, or Elon Musk just cut funding from this, which Elon Musk cuts funding from nothing. Again, I don't know how many people actually know how government works or not.
No,
Elon Musk
they're presenting the evidence.
They just report to Trump, and then Trump decides.
It's just as they're saying right now. One of their main arguments is, a bunch of 19-year-old IT people aren't accountants. They're not auditors. This isn't a legit audit. Like, no, they're just gathering the data, and then they're going to present it to the auditors, and then audit it. Like,
there's a certain chain. There's like almost like a chain of command here. And they're like, I don't want. Wait, what 19-year-old is responsible enough to decide what this is like? Okay, first of all, like these aren't just normal 19-year-olds. All right, like, and second of all, like you think, yeah, top men, Lois. You also think that 9-year-olds should have the ability to be like, you know what, I'm a girl, cut off my dick.
Yeah.
You know, I want that sweet boy Bucky. You know what I mean? Like,
I gotta get
like you can't have it. Yeah, you can't have it both ways there, asshole.
No.
So you know, and like they get so upset about everything, and you know, it's like again. You don't understand how this works. Elon is not cutting funding from anything. He is simply exploring where the money is going and finding out who he's the Bobs. The Bobs didn't make any hiring or firing decisions. They just gathered the data and then told the corporate office, like, hey, this is what we found.
Here's what's expendable. Here's what's wasteful. Here's
yeah.
So what we need to get rid of in order to keep our heads afloat here.
Yeah. So like, and look. And again, I understand that like when you're cutting funding from certain aspects, certain things, like there are going to be unintended consequences or unforeseen consequences to these things. Like, yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some pretty decent people who actually do like real jobs or real shit that are going to lose their gigs. Like. It's the old adage, gotta break a couple legs, you gotta break a couple legs, make an omelet, right? Like, unfortunately.
Point of contention on their part right now.
Yeah, like unfortunately, there's going to be, there probably is going to be some people who catch strays that might not have deserved to. But if the overwhelming majority of it is accurate and it does and it eliminates what it's supposed to eliminate, listen.
So be it.
So be it, man. I'm sorry, but like Mr. fucking Yellowstone Park Ranger who's like, it was my dream job since I was 12. To be a park ranger and now I've been doing it and I finally did it after going to school and like it's like a 72 paragraph fucking sob story and I've seen this like a couple dozen times now. People posting these one-offs of like again, and I don't even know if they're actually true. These could be completely fucking fabricated, made up.
AI, like you could just type that in the ChatGPT and that prompt and then have
right. And it's like
story from fucking,
yeah.
What's his name from Jellystone Park?
Exactly.
Oh,
and who's gonna fucking eat this shit up? Fucking liberals that are pissed off at Elon Musk for no reasons they don't even understand. So we'll just throw this out there. They're not gonna worry about fucking looking into it, fact checking anything. They're gonna see a profile, a post, and this guy who's like, I lost my dream job, and it's like. Well, dude, like not for nothing, but like if your dream job was to be like national park tour guide, I hate to break it to you, but like probably not the safest, career choice. If you wanted something steady, long
I don't know what
term.
that kind of gig pays. I mean, I love nature. I love parks, national parks, even our DR.
Sure, man.
Shit here, man. I frequent the trails around here all the time.
Absolutely. And there are people that should be
pay? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is that a viable? Unless
Unless
you're like the director.
If you're making 110 grand a year to show up in like your Ranger Bill uniform and be like, hey folks, would you like to know about this tree? No. Listen, I'm not really upset about you losing your job. Sucks. I don't want you to lose your job because you're probably a pretty good person and just trying to put food on your table, whatever this is fell into. And a lot of times people just fall into these things, right? And they're like, well, I didn't intend on this becoming this, but through various forks in the road, I ended up here. Now this is my career. And well, fuck, that sucks that you're losing that. But at the end of the day, shouldn't have been a career option to begin with. So unfortunately, even though you did go ahead and do all this, we're going to have to say thanks, but no thanks.
And you enjoyed it while you had it. I mean, you accomplished your goal.
You have to do that for 12 years. You lived and you worked your dream job for 12 years. That's 12 years more than most people ever get their dream job. Right? My dream job was to fly F-18s. Fucking way too fat and stupid for that shit. You know what I mean? Like, no way in hell the fucking federal government putting me in charge of a $48 million aircraft. Like, nope. Absolutely not.
DEI hire.
Yeah, maybe if I had like an IQ like sub 60 and I had different colored skin and I could claim something. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, now I heard after the recent incident, I think Delta's gonna now hang tennis balls at the end of runways.
So they can have something to aim for. Yeah, have something to aim for. That makes sense. Unmanned aircraft. Ooh, cool. Like, don't give a flying fuck who's flying my plane. Just get that fucking thing on the ground, please. Okay. Don't care about your skin color. Don't care who you have sex with. I do not give a fuck.
And that's another thing I'm glad is gone. You know, I'm all for diversity, but not just for the sake of it. To tick a box for corporate eyes.
Right.
So you don't get flack from, the rabid mob on the left. Like, it should be based on skill and merit. The most qualified for the position should get the position. It shouldn't be like, well, we got X, Y, and Z over here, and we have, A, B, C over here. X, Y, and Z has everything that we are looking for in a candidate, but they're white. A, B, C, not as good, maybe even not a great fit, but shit, it's black lady.
Yeah, but we're not going to get that federal grant funding if we don't fucking have X amount of Eskimos on our fucking workforce.
It's like affirmative action. It's the same exact thing, just a different.
It's identical. It means it's the same thing. We talk about it every year. Like we'll probably talk about tomorrow night on Roll and See because it came up again. I think it was like the Atlantic posted an article about how there are no black offensive coordinators in the NFL for the second consecutive year. And we're like, okay, like what? Yeah. So why does that matter? And it's like. Well, you don't think that a sport that's 70% black, it's a little weird that no black men are coordinating offenses? And I'm like, no, I don't find that at all. Actually, do you have any idea what a fucking pain in the ass and kind of a shit fucking job it is to be an offensive coordinator? Like, there's a very finite amount of people that want that job. First of all, second of all, like to be qualified for it is extremely difficult. And third of all, like how many retired players are coming with their millions of dollars and being like, you know what I want to do? I want to basically volunteer 100 hours a week of my time. In the prime of my life, millions of dollars in the bank, to be retired on a beach right now. No, I'd rather be in a fucking stuffy office from March through February, and looking at film of potential guys and players, and drawing up plays and doing that and all that. The pool is very small to begin with. So when you have a very small sliver of the population, but 13%, give or take. What percentage of that 13% gets to the NFL? Okay, it's like less than a fraction of that, even though it is a majority of the NFL. It's still a fraction of that. And then let's take that and then divide that out even smaller by the people who actually want to be a fucking coach in the NFL. Because anybody who's been a coach at any level, it is a fucking thankless, long-hour job. And here we are again talking about like, well, there's no black offensive coordinators. It's like, we just had a black quarterback and a half black quarterback play against each other in the Super Bowl. And like the first thing you did was like they did Jalen Hurts becomes the fourth quarterback to win a Super Bowl. It's like okay, like or we could just say he's the 58th or 57th quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
What does it matter?
Like stop. Like, I don't know, man. Like something just I just don't think I'd want to be like just reduced down to the color of my skin. Like, oh well, you're the black quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Cool, man. Like, can't you just say congrats? You won the Super Bowl. Like, I mean, yeah, it's cool, but wasn't really thinking about what color my skin was when I was trying to fucking throw that bomb at the dime in the end zone, really put the game away in the third quarter.
It's irrelevant. Like they want to keep bringing it up, like it's this giant, like important thing. It's like, no, hey, just be happy that he won.
Yeah, like you know what's more impressive for me about Jalen Hurts than the color of his skin is the fact that like he got benched at halftime at Alabama of a national championship game for Tua, and then transferred to Oklahoma, tore it up. Got drafted, went to Philly, and against all odds is now a Super Bowl champion. Like black or white, like I really don't give a flying fuck. That's impressive.
I like his story. It is.
Yeah. It is, and it's like all right.
He's like a stand-up guy too. From
he does. But the Jamil Hills and the Bomani Joneses and the Bill Maher's, Stephen A. Smiths, and like all the other talking heads, like they do a good job and they're due diligence, if you will, for the company and be like, okay, well, we got to make this all about race. Like, got to do it. You know, it is what it is. It's just that's all that sells now. So I get it. It's part of the money making machine. But at the end of the day, like for normal people like us, like dude, like it's just the brow beating has gotten so relentlessly over the top, and it's just like I think people are finally getting sick of it to the point where like if you watch, I watched the Super Bowl, you know, start to finish. And I have to say, even though the team I wanted to win in like decided great fashion, blowout. I love seeing the Chiefs get their asses kicked. Like even before Mahomes was around, like the Chiefs have been my second most hated team in sports. I love seeing it. But the overall experience of the Super Bowl this year, like the national anthem was meh. The opening ceremony, like everything leading up to the game was very bland and meh. The game sucks. I mean, if you had no horse in this race, you were like, well, that sucked. This is like flashbacks like the late 80s, early 90s, when the NFC would just route teams every year. Oh, great. That blows.
Yeah, doesn't matter who wins the AFC.
Yeah. Right. You're just playing for the right, blown out by 50 by the Cowboys. Yeah. The commercials were meaty. Like there was three funny commercials, maybe four. You know, other than that, like everything was like a message and like even the one about titties. There was a fucking whole commercial about titties, and I was like, where is this going? This has potential to be really fucking funny, and then like breast cancer, and you're like, come on. Like really, like you had it. It was right there. You had it. You made a whole commercial about titties. I was like, oh my god. We're doing commercials about titties. Like fucking America is so back.
Exactly.
And then this is like breast cancer. When you're like, oh, the one with the little kid where he's like, he's doing the Rocky run and he's like running and he rings the bell at the cancer institute. Like cancer free. Dude, I don't need a fucking 90-second commercial reminding me that kids get cancer. Like, life is already depressing enough. Like, I tune in to escape the shit and like laugh commercials. And like, people are just they're just so fucking up their own ass. They have no fucking. They have not taken the pulse of the room. They just don't know. They're just so fucking arrogant.
And negative side effects of Trump winning again is that now this is reaching critical mass levels of TDS and now Elon derangement syndrome. It's just
I think the
is just fucking to the extreme.
But I think my ultimate point to get it to saying all this was like the overall Super Bowl experience sucked. Like outside of the sloths having the case of the Mondays, the Peyton Man, the Post Malone, fucking Shane Gillis commercial was great, and the Seals, like the Mountain Dew commercial, singing "Kiss from a Rose" as a seal.
Seal is a seal. Alarmingly looks like a penis. Like,
but my wife and I both fucking immediately busted up laughing when that hit and like you started singing it. Immediate roaring laughter because like that was just caught me so off guard. But like other than that, there was like really no other great commercials. And then you get to like the post game and the post game coverage is like meh, and then the halftime show on top of it was like just super mediocre. Like and again, I like Kendrick Lamar. I'm not a huge fan, but I like him. I appreciate him as being a good hip hop artist. I did appreciate. I appreciated his performance in the sense of like it was just good. It was just him performing his music. There was no gimmick. There was nobody parachuting down cables from the rafters or like
Lady Gaga did.
There's no
snaps. God damn it.
There was no gimmicks. It was just like Kendrick doing his music. Granted, I think the production value of it could have been a lot better in terms of sound. Like the sound quality was horrible. But could have been just the acoustics in that stadium. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is like everybody had to take that and make it into something it wasn't. You're like, dude, oh, you just didn't understand the messaging and how America was built on the backs of blacks and that. I'm like, nah, man, it really wasn't that deep. Like he was just taking shots at Drake. It just wasn't that deep. Just enjoy it for what it was. Like stop trying to make it.
I do like him for that because Drake is a piece of shit. I've never liked him.
True. But like all these people,
they're
they're like, you just didn't hear the message that he was sending, and I'm like, you just had to post like a 16 paragraph fucking explanation of what his message was. So the message
could have
been that good. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. You had to point out all these subtleties, like you're some fucking expert on it. Like, I had inside information. Shut the fuck up! No, shut up. No, you saw somebody on Facebook post about it.
Yeah, I think one great statistic from that game is that somebody did the math steps-wise. Kendrick Lamar during his performance, because he did a lot of walking around.
Yes.
He had more yards than the Chiefs did.
I saw that. That was fantastic get by whoever put that together. Like, I don't know if that's true, or if it was even like, it very well could
make it past going to Chiefs territory in the entire first half.
No, they didn't. I don't think they passed the second half. Yeah. It was an absolute beatdown, which is great. But yeah, that was funny.
I didn't intend on watching all of it. I didn't have a dog in the fight. I don't mind Philly as a team. I can't stand their fans, and I just hate everything about Kansas City. So it's just like,
I know everybody likes to get on Philly fans, but I'm like, until you've been to Gillette wearing the other jersey, don't talk Philly fans.
We're assholes too, dude.
I've never seen a Philly fan do something to somebody that hasn't been done to me in Gillette. So. And not to say that. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't have it coming because there's a certain inherent risk. That if you wear the other team's jersey to an opposing team stadium, like you're probably looking to mix it up a little bit. At least some friendly jarring. I've had the hat taken off my head, thrown into the stands. I've had beers thrown on me. I've literally fought my way out of that stadium on several occasions. I threw the greatest punch of my life in that stadium. Plenty of things. And everybody always believes me until they go and they sit with me and they watch a game with me. I never start it. I never start it. I root for my team. I score. I'm like, all right. And that's it. And I sit back down and watch the game. Until somebody starts doing it and yakking to me. Okay. Well, now you awoken the beast.
Isn't that just the perfect allegory for what America is, especially right now?
Yeah,
it really is. We're all in this for the same reason. We're all there, like in the stadium, metaphorically speaking, having a good time, living our lives. We can and should have civil discourse. And at the end of the day, not have to resort to that, but it's always, usually, the other people, while you're minding your own business, that will go out of their way to do that and start some shit.
Yep.
And it's just like my parents said when I was growing up as a kid, like, hey, if you get into a fight at school or whatever, as long as you didn't start it, you're not going to
we got your back.
Don't start shit, but finish it if you can.
Yeah. Don't start anything, but don't be afraid to finish it. Stand up for yourself. Yeah. And that's the same thing. I've been accosted. In the sale loft. For wearing a Trump t-shirt by a complete stranger. I mean, just walks up to me and just accosts me in the middle of a restaurant. And I'm like, lady, I don't even fucking know you. But your husband doesn't come over here. Yeah, and you tell the husband, hey bro, come get your dog on a leash if somebody's getting hurt. And I can pretty much promise you it's not going to be me. Like. It just I'm not trying to I didn't start this shit. But I will definitely finish it.
They will make the argument that you did just by simply wearing it.
I provoked
them
by
just aggression on your part. That's
right. Exactly. And then 12 of their friends on Facebook will all jump in, bark like little seals, or
like Karen.
Yeah, you sure showed him. And that was exactly what it was.
You made yourself look like a fucking asshole.
Yeah, I'm sitting in a restaurant with my dad and my brother, like just minding our own business at the bar. This woman just comes over and just starts like call me a fucking asshole or whatever, because I asked her. I forget what she said, but she was like, "Oh, do you believe in the message?" And I was like, "I'm sorry." First she introduced herself to me, like shakes my hand. And she's like to my right, I'm at the bar, so she's like behind me, so she's like holding my hand. Do you believe in the message? And I'm like, Oh no! I'm like, is this one of these fucking like weirdo QAnon people? Like, I mean, like, hey, listen, man, like, cool, same side, but like, also, like, not really trying to get into all this, like,
Is your name Janet Brooks?
yeah, like, I'm not into the whole, like, well, they're gonna activate 5G, everybody with the COVID jab's gonna die. Like, I'm not trying to go down that route, bro. Like, it's just fucking Wi-Fi, chill. But like, so she's like, I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I'm like, you're gonna have to be a little bit more clear than that. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. She's like, well, the message you're wearing the shirt, aren't you? And I'm like, yeah, make America great again. That's what the shirt says. Like, yeah. She's like, do you have a wife? And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, and she lets you wear this? And I'm like, oh, here we go. I said, first of all, my wife doesn't let me wear anything. I said, second of all, my wife has several t-shirts of her own that say the same thing. And she's like, so you don't believe in women's rights, and you think women should be stripped to their rights? And I'm like, can you just give me an example of one right that you've lost or will lose during or when Trump is against you? Oh, you're one of these fucking assholes. Fuck you, and just walks away. Like rips her hand out of mine and walks away. And I'm like, and you can ruin a liberal's day by asking one simple question. And like the guy next to me is just like, man, you got a pretty big fan club in here, huh? And I'm just like laughing. And my dad was furious. Like my dad wanted to beat the fucking shit out of me. He's like, fuck that bitch. He's like, she just saw a big. I guarantee she's going over there to her friend. Like, yeah, I just told that guy he's big, and I won't say anything. And I'm like, lady, I'm like, not for nothing. Like your husband looks like he has a cook in their house. Like. In your bedroom. Like, I'm not really worried about you. You know what I mean? Like, you're not exactly.
On the credenza, not the,
yeah. I'm not exactly concerned with your opinions. Okay. Like, and again, it just goes back to like with liberals and conservatives to bring it back full circle to like Doge and Elon, like. And all these people that want to fucking like shit on us because we're conservatives. Like, first of all, like, I don't care about your opinion. Like, you mean nothing. Like, I've seen what makes you cheer. Your boos mean nothing to me. So get off my dick. Like. And again, like if I hear one more fucking person be like raking the forest, Trump said raking the forest again. What does that even fucking mean? That little come out and the floor like. Oh my god! Like it's just like I'm like, can you fucking like? I mean, would it literally kill you to read a book? Honestly, just once in your life.
It's that mentality that they have, and I think this is a good way to end this episode.
Yeah.
What she did is it's pure emotion and a rational response. Her going out of her way to confront you over something. You reacted calmly, matter-of-factly. You stated your opinions, but also you stated facts. She didn't like it. She immediately melts down and causes a scene because she feels like that's going to prove a point.
Because what do we always say about liberals, Trav? Once you introduce facts and logic into their argument, it comes apart because all they have is emotion, and it goes right back to the whole empathy thing, right? It's currency for them. It's all they have. And when you ask them, well, how much is this guy's job costing us? Like, well, that doesn't mean he should lose it. Well. I mean, it kind of means you should never had it to begin with, right? And like, well, I'm like, if you're fine paying this guy $150,000 a year to work 3 days a week, as a tour guide in a national park, I'll tell you what, you take your money at the end of the year and you donate it to his salary.
Yeah, and then
if that's what you want to do. Hey,
and you rocks to you.
Yep, and you can post it on Facebook every year that I donated to this guy and that guy and blah blah. And we'll all sit there and give you. I'm sure you'll get a nice round of applause from all your fucking friends. But for the rest of us, that want to put ourselves first, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Like, I hate to break it to people, but like outside of your immediate family and like a couple of your friends, nobody gives a fuck about you. Like at the end of the day, like we all got our own shit to deal with. So you're kind of on your own. I'm sure we've all been there before. At one point, we're looking around, we're like, wow, I thought I had a lot of friends, but I really don't.
You don't matter because you do matter.
No.
But you're not as important as you fucking think you are.
Exactly. So take that self-importance, shove it up your ass.
They can only try and claim moral superiority, I don't think they have it. They believe the shit out of it that they do, but that's
Oh,
the only thing that they feel like they can lord over you.
They
like
think
you
it's a
said.
God-given
Like,
right.
no, it isn't. Like, guess what? You aren't that good of a person because you're trying to make things better for these marginalized people to pat yourself on the back because it's mostly white people that are doing it.
It's mostly white liberal women.
Yes, and then weak white liberal men.
Yes.
Gay or straight doesn't matter.
But I repeat ourselves.
Yes, it's time and time again. This is what's happening, but they can't lord that over me. I don't think they've ever been able to. They certainly aren't now because it's the only thing that they have in their arsenal, and it doesn't work. It's a fucking. They're bringing a pea shooter to a fucking arms race.
Right. It's like, dude, we've got the Gustav cannon over here. Okay, y'all got fucking pen guns that you build in third period. Like we ain't worried about it. So. And like we said, and just every day the winning keeps coming, and every time we win another one, they lose their shit harder and harder, and it just becomes easier and easier.
Yeah, I can't wait to do this again next week and see how many more laurels that
oh my god
be awarded.
I'm sure we'll definitely be talking between now and Sunday night, and I'm sure if we'll just keep tabs on dub.
I got my little notebook right here. I'll make note and be like, okay, here's a bullet point.
We'll have to keep count. We need like a little tracker, like a win tracker. Like Doge has the tracker of how much money they're spending. We just need like wins.
You know what? I could probably come up with an Excel spreadsheet of that. I'll go back. We're only just over a month into this. So,
I wish we could have like a live one on the screen. So like it's just like oh, so we hear like what do we get? Like run to Twitter. What did we just win now? Like yeah.
Well, I guess you could set up Google alerts for like Trump.
Like
and,
Mitch McConnell step down.
Oh shit, he fell down the stairs and died.
Oh, fucking cocaine Mitch is at it again.
Oh, nuts! That turtle-looking fuck.
Oh, shucky poos.
But yeah, sounds good, brother.
All right, bud.
Yeah, we'll be in touch.
We'll pick it up again next Monday night. Looking forward to it, man. As always, I love doing the show with you. Fun as hell.
Absolutely, and great job tonight. I think we nailed it once again.
Absolutely. Just winning. In the words of Charlie Sheen, winning.
Tiger.
Did we ever think when that interview dropped we would still be talking about it 11 years later? Or actually, I'm sorry. 14 years later now.
2009?
I think it was 11. Was it 9? Was it 9? I thought it was 11. Maybe you're right. Might have been 9.
I'm gonna look that up right now because it.
Oh my god! That was 16 years ago, dude. Holy shit!
When did that happen?
I think you're right. I think it was 9 or 10. No, it wasn't 9. It was 10.
No, 11.
Early 11. It was early 11, right? Like January, February.
On regrets 10 years after Tiger Blood, and this article was written in 2021. So 2011, you were right.
Okay, 2011. It was early 2011. Like January, February.
Yeah, or maybe like very early spring, like maybe March or.
Yeah, because it came out. When did Rebecca Black's Friday come out? Because I think that came out right around the same time.
Well, you can look that up. I don't need that in my search. One of the worst songs ever recorded.
Yeah, we know every single word to it. February 10th, 2011.
Okay. Yeah. No.
And it became a streaming platform March 14th.
So 14 years.
See, that's my autistic tick. Is what year was the song released? Like we were in Florida. Just funny little aside. We were in Florida last week, and we're on our way home from the alligator farm, which is like a half-hour drive from where we were staying. My brother-in-law was driving, my sister-in-law was up front. My sister-in-law had a playlist on, and she's just playing songs. I was just guessing the year of the song that it came out. And at some point, I fell asleep in the back seat, and I was like dead asleep, snoring. And like a song came on, and apparently I woke up and I was like, 2003. and just went back to sleep. And like my brother-in-law being like, he starts laughing. He's like, if he's fucking right, I'm jumping out of the car right now. Like in motion. Like I'm not even putting it in park.
That's
And my
how
sister-in-law
professional
looks it up.
skill it is. It's just it's always on, even when you're.
I could literally do it in my sleep.
That's fucking wild, dude.
It was funny as fuck, but and it was that Iman song. I don't want you back. Remember that one? That fuck bitch. I don't want you back. Yeah, it was like it was a pretty shitty pop song. I don't know why I remember this, but I just remember the year it came out. It was like, oh yeah, 2003.
Like Rain Man when it comes to remembering release dates for songs.
Yeah, funny. I feel wicked bad about this. We were in line waiting to get in the 500, and the line was a lot longer and slower than normal because Trump was there. And this guy is like in his 70s, probably talking to us, late 70s. And he's like talking to us. He's like, yeah, last time I was here was 1991, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh yeah, Ernie Irvin won that one. And he's like, I don't remember. No, it was Ernie Irvin. I was like, yeah, because Derek Cope was 1990 when Dale cut down the tire. 92 was Davey. 93, so on. And I started naming them off like 93, 94, 95. And I was like, he's like, wow. He's like, you got a really good memory for that. I was like, yeah, what can I say? Autism is my superpower. And everybody kind of laughs. Like my wife laughs. And the guys laugh and whatever. And like 20, 30 seconds later, he comes back and goes, I just want to let you know, man. He's like, you give me hope for my grandkids. Like, both my grandkids have autism, and you give me hope that they're going to be okay. And I'm like, oh no.
Oh shit.
I was joking, but my wife's like, don't worry, you're probably autistic. I didn't say anything. I wasn't. Yeah, I was like, nah, man, they're all right. Don't worry about it. He's like, well, one's verbal and this and that. I'm like, oh, I feel like such a fucking soul.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so bad. I totally gave him that. I was not going to be like, oh no, I'm not actually autistic. Like, I was like, nah, man, I'm autistic as fuck. Honestly, I'm like, your grandkids, they're probably already all right anyway. They're gonna be fine. They're totally fine. Don't worry about it. Like, they're gonna be great people. They're gonna be productive adults. I'm sure. Like, I was like, oh my god. I was like, I really gotta stop saying things sometimes.
All right, this line needs to move because this is fucking awkward.
Yeah, and I'm like, and my wife's just like, she's like, whatever. She goes, you're definitely autistic. She goes, just because we haven't diagnosed it yet doesn't mean it's not true. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. And then my brother-in-law just, and then my brother-in-law from behind me, he just makes like a snoring noise. 2003. And I'm like, oh, fuck you.
Fucking perfect.
Got him, coach. All right, Trav. Get to bed. I'm gonna be up early, but we'll talk next Monday, brother. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, brother. We'll talk then.
All right, buddy.
Thanks for watching, folks.
Take it easy, everybody. Thank you.
Good night and God bless.